Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show that is finally and here to forever without a name. My name is Will.
And I'm AJ. And in the last episode, if you watched our 2-hour long review of The
Jesus
Acolyte,
Christ.
if you watched that, thank you. None of you have yet, so we'll see if that changes ever.
That's all right.
But we talked about how we're thinking of maybe changing the name of the podcast. In our old name, Accountability Score Improvement was
A mouthful.
mostly a D&D thing, and we haven't talked about D&D much at all.
Ever.
Yeah, so we figured we might as well, change the name to kind of expand it to show, our expanded interests and give us more of an ability to talk about whatever we want.
Yeah. And that name, drum roll, please.
You saw it in the title video.
And our name is forever until we change it again. The Chaotic Crossover. Because we're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Star Wars. We're going to be talking about comics, TV, movies, games, all sorts of stuff that you never even thought we would. You doubted us, didn't they,
You
AJ?
doubted us. We wanted to do whatever the heck we wanted. And we said, yeah, we're going to be talking about pretty much everything under the sun that we feel like talking about. Mostly nerdy stuff. I don't foresee us ever talking about, cool stuff. But we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but and also we're pretty chaotic, so
yeah, and a couple of things on the roster. We're going to be checking out a couple of movies. We're going to be bringing back the basically comic explaining to AJ.
Yes.
Just going to be working on that, and then we're going to be watching a few shows. One that we are going to be focusing on actually within the next few months is Tales of the Jedi, which is a continuation of the Clone Wars animation. Has a sister show, also known as Tales of the Empire. A lot of cool stuff ahead that I'm looking forward to. Also, Deadpool and Wolverine just came out this weekend at the time of this recording. I have seen it. AJ has not. So we will be talking about that as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be our next episode. But yeah, today we're talking about Tales of the Jedi, a TV show that came out 2 years ago, and we're finally getting to it.
Because we didn't have a podcast then, but we do now.
Yep. Also, I'm making an effort to catch up on all of the Star Wars content that's out there. I've obviously grown up watching most of it, but Will's seen I haven't seen all the Clone Wars yet. I'm a couple episodes away, but we're kind of just, you know what, it's all out there. Let's finally make our way through these things, these shorts, and I think overall, the first episode, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. Was it did the most things happen in it? No.
Nah. No, it definitely did not. So episode 1 of Tales of the Jedi is called Life and Death, and we just basically get dropped into the middle of it. And by that, I mean the middle of the birthing process, because we literally see the afterbirth of Ahsoka Tano, the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker and master to Satine and Ezra from Rebels, which I watched 3 episodes of, but there you go for those kids paying attention. But yeah, we get to see where Ahsoka was grown and grew up in, where she was raised. But it's pretty cool. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, okay. I was a little confused because she has the markings on her head. I thought those were markings that you were born with as a Togruta, which is her race. Turns out those things you just paint them on. Everyone's got fun, crazy designs. It's like going to an insane clown posse concert.
Yeah, maybe some form of some form of dye or something because
Could be.
you definitely see her like in the Clone Wars like doing some crazy shit. Maybe she gets like captured and like never changes. It's always like perfect there. I don't know exactly what it is. We don't really see them draw it on. We see them draw on like a blue mark later in the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, so I
Um,
guess the blue mark is rare, but that actually would be hilarious if every time Ahsoka's not on screen, she's having to like reapply the markings on her face. Like she like has like a little like contour that she just like smears on.
Give us the Clone Wars extended cut of Ahsoka doing her makeup every day.
Yeah, give us the Ahsoka makeup instructions. We want to see it. We're ready. Um, but
Oh God.
we basically the whole village is super excited because a baby was born. I don't know where the home planet of the Togruta people are, but it's basically it is low tech. Like they got like a couple of droids and things like that, but they are living in some shitty shacks, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's yeah, right after you say that, I'm gonna make this comparison, which doesn't paint you very well. It's very like Native American coded.
Oh God.
And we said that while watching the episode. Not obviously not Will's intention, but it is, kind of got like the shaman type character. You kind of got like the huts that kind of look a little bit esque. I mean, it's definitely not a one for one. I
I
would
was gonna
say
say, like, it's not like they have like tents, like it is like a
no.
town.
I
But
would say that the Sand People from Book of Boba Fett are way more Native American coded.
yeah, coded. There's a lot of intricacies as far as that goes. But we do notice the shaman lady with the weird ass tattoos that she's been fixing up on herself every 12 hours.
Oh yeah,
She
and the
has
animation on her skin is so like
ugh,
wrinkly and
so
dry.
like a raisin. Like if you poured water down it, like it would like trace lines all across.
Or
Yuck.
dissolve.
Old people are gross. Anyway,
We're ageist. We're establishing this episode 1.
yeah, and you know what? She's not freaky enough for me to like her like I enjoy Yoda. So unfortunately, she's back of the line. But
It comes
she,
around. It comes back around 800 years old.
yes, but you get the vibe that she maybe is, in touch spiritually, or perhaps a believer, if not a acolyte of the Force in some way, because we just talked about the acolyte. The Force shows itself in many different ways to different people. She's got like a little crystal, which
Yeah,
I
yeah. What
think,
kind of person was that, Will?
well, to many on Wikipedia, one might call it a Kyber crystal. I called it a Jo crystal.
He did several times.
Yeah, I said good thing that Lady Shaman has a Jo crystal to protect the village. Um, but she has
If
like
I lose
three
this
little
JO
dogs.
crystal, the village will fall.
Yeah, we shall all receive post-nut clarity at all times as long as it stays within the confines of the village. Um, and she's got like some little like dog aliens. They're cute, but we basically see the birth of Ahsoka. We got off track. Birth of Ahsoka. A year passes, and then her mom goes to take her out of the village to go hunting. Now, why is she taking a baby to go hunting? Because they explain that it's basically that in their society, they all must understand that there is life, but there is also death. There is a balance that must be kept. And in order to survive, mommy's got to shoot a kangaroo goat, which is definitely
Yeah,
what the thing looked like, a kangaroo
absolutely.
goat, which I
Um,
think not a bad lesson to have.
no, but the way that they went about it is, Ahsoka's in her little baby Bjorn on the front, right? And like the
Yeah,
mom is like, walk up. We shot it, and like in like hunting, I've never been real hunting. You like shoot something, and sometimes it's like still alive, and you gotta like finish it off, and it's like super sad. So that
mm-hmm.
happens, and while the mom goes up, she watches the kangaroo goat like suffer for a solid like minute, and
I'd
then
say
is basically
two.
like, And basically, like Ahsoka in the Baby Bjorn, Ahsoka's like, "Oh, I don't like this. I'm a baby. I'm a baby. I don't want to see death yet. I'm too young." And the mom is like, "No, look at it. You have to understand that it's dying and in pain and breathing heavily." And Ahsoka's like, "Okay."
Right.
Like,
After Ahsoka's uncomfortable for like 30 seconds, then she's like totally cool about the passage of life, which, live and let live. And the mom does say, we only take what we need, which I think is okay, fair enough. You only take, you're not overshooting the kangaroo goat population, so
yeah,
you got more to rely on. So then she, guts it and starts trying to clean it, and she says she's gonna drag it along. When all of a sudden, what
yeah.
comes
Well,
out?
she suggests to Ahsoka that Ahsoka should bring it back, but Ahsoka's like, "I'm a baby.
Yeah,
My hands are literally this big."
right. Like I'm a baby. Also, how am I understanding any of this at 1 year old? Maybe the
Well,
synapses work for Togruta a little differently.
Ahsoka's boss baby.
She is boss baby. She actually wears a little tuxedo in the episode,
Yeah.
which I thought was very understanding and connected Star Wars to the boss baby universe. That's a
Right.
crossover that we
I
didn't
didn't
quite
realize they
think.
were connected.
I know, and
But
one would say that is a pretty chaotic crossover. We're gonna make the name work. We're making it stick.
yeah, that's not the way to make it stick, Will. I don't know.
But anyhow, after a boss baby crossover, uh, while Ahsoka's mom is about to try and carry off the animal, all of a sudden creeps up a yellow tiger, a
Like a
giant
baby
yellow
dude.
tiger. Like it's
Yeah,
so colorful.
it's like what was it, like 6, 7 feet tall?
Oh, I'd say 10. Like it was gigantic.
It was huge. Also, we didn't mention that like Ahsoka and her mom are the most Ahsoka looking people in the village, and all of the other ones look like the live action version of their species, which are just like a little bit weird and angular.
Yeah, and
But like
I'm sorry, this might be specious in Star Wars land, but I never really liked the Togruta and how fucking long their head tails get. I feel like the Twi'leks knew when to stop, you know? They knew
yeah,
when to call it quits on their, uh, what is it, evolution. So
yeah,
all
yeah,
I'm saying is maybe snip those things. What use do they have? Are they your
yeah.
hair, or are
Take a
they?
cheese
Is that where your
grater to it.
organs are? Maybe
Take a
that's where
cheese
their
grater
organs
to it.
are.
You know, they need to
Oh
like
yeah,
take like
just
file it down.
yeah, like Hellboy. Just
Or
but
that one
anywho,
scene from X-Men 3 with Angel trying to shave off his wings. It's like super horrific.
oh yuck.
Do you remember
So
that scene?
true.
That scene was
Yeah, I
bad.
that scene is horrible.
I've
That
only
is
seen that movie once, and that is like the only scene I remember.
it's the most traumatizing moment in the entire movie, which is saying something because people get like disintegrated and shit.
Anyway, big tiger. Tiger show up. Tiger go, I'm gonna eat you both. Well, she's like stalking them. The tiger is like, "Roar, roar, roar,
Right.
roar."
And then the tiger gets shot a couple times. Is like, I don't like that, but I'm gonna take your baby, because it seems like the least freaky looking out of all of you.
Yeah,
So
ensued fight scene where I was convinced the mom was gonna die. They didn't. Disney didn't do the thing where they kill Bambi's mom. I thought it was
yeah,
gonna be one of those situations. They didn't do it.
yeah.
Good job,
Instead, they had
Disney.
like
Proud of you.
a knife fight. Like the mom like knife fought a giant tiger, which was
Yeah, mom's kind of
interesting.
badass.
Yeah. Also, the tiger like kept doing this thing where it would stand up and like flail. Like it would like flail its arms, like "Wah, da, 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 da." It's basically like when I put my hands in a t-shirt and start flapping around. That's kind of what it. That is straight up what it looked like. But the tiger ends up taking Ahsoka, grabs her very
Yeah.
gently, I should
Oh
say.
yeah. I was anticipating, if a big tiger is gonna take, like, it looks like the tiger's like, oh man, that baby looks delicious. I'm gonna eat it. That's what it looked like. I'm pretty sure that was like the goal. Like,
Yes.
oh, it takes Ahsoka back to her lair. But like, you know how dogs do that thing where like they get a toy and they go like and they like shake it?
Yes.
That's like a, I don't know if cats do that, but like this is common knowledge. I'm sure most people know this, but like it's a thing where that like wolves do when they like get squirrels. They like shake it to break the squirrel's neck.
Yeah.
to like eat, so they can eat it or whatever. So like if you see your dog doing that, it's like them killing an animal. But the cat doesn't do that. Well, because obviously Ahsoka's gonna survive this because we know
Yes.
that what she does later, unless this is like another person with the name Ahsoka, which would be
Yeah.
weird. Which
I
would be
mean,
weird to
it's
make a film about.
right.
But they could do it. But like instead of just like doing that or doing anything or just like swallowing her whole, just like picks her up by like the t-shirt and is like, and Ahsoka's like, just like carrying her off, and the mom's like, no, and then everyone else, all of the like other people, they like heard the distress call and they start like shooting it up. You see like the sores open up on the big cat and
Yeah.
stuff.
And everyone's upset. And this is where I looked over to AJ and I was like, maybe this is where Ahsoka gets raised by tigers. Maybe this is actually where Master Plo Koon found her. It wasn't with a bunch of Togruta. She actually was raised as a feral child
Yep.
within the woods. And because that's definitely what the tiger seemed to have an MO for, because brought Ahsoka to the cave, dropped her very gently, like
Yeah.
put her down oh so like gingerly.
It was weird. And the tiger was like, still had the injury, so still was like doing all the growling stuff, like I'm injured. And then all little Ahsoka had to do with like her hands that were like tinier than a real baby's.
Yeah,
They were
no
so
big.
small.
Yeah,
They were like an inch big. All Ahsoka had to do was take one of those inch hands and go boop to its nose, and the tiger was like, "I respect you."
yeah, we're all good here. Yeah, little Ahsoka, no bigger than a little baby pumpkin, just able to just tame the wild tiger.
Little Oompa Loompa Ahsoka.
little Oompa Loompa Ahsoka, just running around with her little boss baby feet. She then seems to make friends slash aunt with the tiger, and the tiger ends up, riding Ahsoka, or Ahsoka rides the
I was
tiger. Ahsoka rides the
comes in, like,
tiger
one
back
hand up.
home. Yeah, exactly. She's super strong. But Ahsoka rides the tiger back, which I think is crazy, which means either the tiger had to like almost flip her on top of it, or like somehow she, with her little baby tiny, no bigger than a pumpkin Ahsoka fingies, little phalanges, just
She force
climbed
jumped.
up. Oh,
She
she force jumped. Well, she lifted herself like Chimere in the Acolyte and went wee.
wee. No, it's wee. It's like a higher pitch.
For
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, we love whenever there's a force jump, because we just love imagining that every time somebody does it, they are just saying "we."
Well, it's exhilarating.
Well,
Um,
it's a rush.
and doesn't everyone else say "we" when they are exhilarated?
No, I go yippee.
Yeah, but like the village is like, oh no, what are we gonna do? They took Ahsoka. The mom's like, fine. Still expect the mom to be dead. She's fine, apparently. Like, can walk now, even though got like batted across the clearing. And they're like, oh no, we need to go after Ahsoka, or she'll be lost forever. And then they come back. They see like the silhouette, and the shaman's like, hey, let's not shoot the tiger coming towards us, because apparently her Jo crystal is telling her that Ahsoka's on her back.
Yeah,
And
the
then they
Jo
come
crystal
forward
is
and like,
vibrating.
just like just like drops her off, and like then the people are like, oh cool, you know how we shot you, tiger, we're cool now. Which is also, there doesn't seem to be any
Nice.
like other children in the village.
No, so maybe she was a miracle baby. They had like a child famine, and she was the freshest crop.
Child famine. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, let's just talk about like, if you look, even in a world where like the force is real, which I'm not convinced it's not, because this was a long time ago. Maybe it's just weaker now.
Yeah.
Where like the force is real. Imagine like a tiger kidnaps your child, and then the child comes back that night riding on the tiger. Not a child that can like walk or anything,
No.
or speak. Not like one of those like little kids. It's like, yeah, I defended the little. That would be like mind-boggling. Like, I don't know if you'd be like impressed or scared but that is that I think. I mean, obviously they're like, hey, this is gonna be a future Jedi. She's got some magical shit up her sleeve, up her lack of
Yeah.
sleeves. Really,
Yeah, maybe they were just in awe. The fact that the tiger was just so chill and it's just like, hey, she was actually super nice to me. We're good. I'm never gonna hurt anyone ever again.
I'm a vegan now.
Yeah, I'm a vegan, so that means I'm going to die within a month because my stomach is not actually trained to eat like just vegetables. Um,
Also, Ahsoka's
so
dad is all of a sudden there. He was never there before,
he
but
was
he's
working
there
on
now.
the roof. Ahsoka's dad was working
Oh,
on the
okay,
roof,
that's that
but yeah,
guy. Okay.
after all of this, basically, everyone's like, "How did this happen?" And then the gross little old shaman lady, who's not a freak, so I don't accept her. She
For
walks
those
up
of
with
you
her
who didn't
little.
watch our Acolyte review, Will loves freaks.
I
Love.
love little freaks. I love little Yodas. I love little Bazils. I love Ewoks. I love Jawas. Anything that was a puppet or was just a small little fucking animatronic thing or simply just a little person with a mask on is, in my book, just a great little thing. If it's got big eyes, googly eyes, fur, or teeth, I'm in, you know? But anyhow, this non-freak who I despise, um,
Just the worst.
gross, so gross and old. Uh, Basically, what she does is she walks up to Ahsoka's family and just says to her, she rubs her Jo crystal. She's like, Jedi, Ahsoka is a Jedi, and that is the first episode of Tales of the Jedi. We don't even really see any Jedi antics. We see pre-Jedi antics,
Yeah.
and not a single freak was seen the entire time.
To be clear, they didn't actually say, "Oh, this is a Jedi." They're like, "Wow, this is a magic baby." Like, wow, what? They don't say anything really. But I will say, like, I really liked it. It was short, but it was like short in a really good way, like really digestible. Like, it didn't overstay its welcome. It says, "This is the story that we're trying to tell, and we're going to tell it efficiently." Like, they didn't spend a long time to like. As someone whose attention span has gotten shorter and shorter as I've gotten older and older, like it was like a really solid of like, this is the story and this is the end. Like, it's not. I think there's some more episodes about Ahsoka and stuff. We haven't watched them yet, but like it was very concise, and I really really liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think concise is a really good description of the show because we also noticed the animation is at the best it's ever been for like this style of animation. Like the wilderness looks great.
It's almost too good
The
in some areas, I would say. It's almost like
Yeah,
there's that old lady. I think does fall in the uncanny valley a little bit. A little bit.
yeah, the old freaky lady, but not a freak, the freaky
Yeah,
lady,
yeah.
freak
The
adjacent.
difference. Yeah.
She looks pretty good. Um, the wilderness, there's certain points where I almost consider like, is that a map painting? Because there's just certain ways that the detail on it looks so good, and like the wildlife, it's very refreshing to kind of see
The
how
lighting
much
was really
time.
good.
Yeah, the lighting was amazing, but then again, as far as I can tell, these Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire are only like 6 episodes long.
Mm.
And they have Disney money backing this shit. So you can guarantee that they're just milking that cash crop of Star Wars as much as they can. So they're really trying to get the best bang for their buck. And I think you kind of even saw that with the season 7 of the Clone Wars, but it's only improving.
Is this a Dave Filoni headed project?
I don't actually know. I'm sure he's a producer in it somewhere, but I don't think he
Or
was directing it. But for those of you who don't know, Dave Filoni, basically along with George Lucas and many
you don't know
others,
Dave Filoni?
he created the Clone Wars.
Okay, he's the supervising director.
Okay, gotcha. So he is supervising it. So yeah, another good job by Dave Filoni. So yeah,
Yeah.
I as far as our first venture into the chaotic crossovers, I'd say this was a good first venture. I would give this
Yeah.
1.5 thumbs up simply because no freaks.
Well,
I need to see a freak.
I will say that this is probably, I really liked the episode as far as our episode of talking about this. I mean, we're talking about something that is neither chaotic nor a crossover. So
Yeah, that's
kind
where
of
you're
fucked that up
wrong.
already.
Well, that's where you're wrong. We got the Boss Baby and Star
Well, right.
Wars. So that was our chaotic crossover.
Yeah.
We're able to make the tie.
It was really weird that like part of the episode where they like went down like the family tree, eventually into Boss Baby. Like it turns out like Ahsoka's descendants eventually travel to Earth, and
Yeah, and they lose the tendrils, and eventually Alec Baldwin becomes a baby. It was
yeah.
interesting. It was
It was really,
interesting to see.
really weird.
Yeah, where
But
one saga ends, another saga begins. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see where this goes. I know that we also get to see Count Dooku's story
yep.
later on in the series as well. They're going to be doing a tale for him. I'm looking forward to talking about that. As far as it goes, our episode next week will be the Deadpool and Wolverine review. I'm really excited to talk about it with AJ.
Yeah.
I really thought it was a lot of fun, but I want to save those thoughts for later. But AJ, do you have anything you want to say today?
If we get um
Oh my God.
if we get one view, maybe Will and I will wear different shirts.
Yeah. So those of you
Only
who
if
are
we get one
watching,
view.
yeah, if we get one view, we will change shirts. But until next time, you can guarantee that we are both, listen, we are both wearing just plain black.
Totally on
t-shirts.
accident. We did not
On
plan that
accident.
at all.
We started this meet like it was totally
both of us
normal.
came out of the shower afterwards, and apparently both of us saw a plain black t-shirt and went, "This is good."
Yeah. Oh my God. But seriously, yeah, if this gets a view, we will wear different shirts. However, if there are no views on next video, we
have to
be
wear plain
wearing
black shirts.
We have to, which depends on if this video gets any views. We will have to. But until next time, we are looking forward to our next crossover.
Yeah.
My name is Will.
I'm AJ.
And remember, have yourself a pleasant day and crisscross.